A while ago, I thought how funny it would be for me to do a series of videos all pertaining to Harry Potter. Welcome to Harry Potter month. Woo! Today's first video, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Man, yo, this game is something else. It is something else. I love this game. It's quite the guilty pleasure. Ian, quite the guilty pleasure. Today I'll be telling you this tale in the month of Harry Potter as if actually read from this book. But of course written by me. This is the actual book, but I didn't write it. But today's story I did. Harry and Ron ran smack into the gate that stood outside of Ron's home.
"Welcome to the burrow, Harry,"
said Ron, both of them completely unaware of the chores Mrs. Weasley was about to assign them.
"Well, I'm not sure, Ron. I've been with the Dursleys so much this summer, I'm a little rusty."
Harry's confidence was borderline depressing. Eager to reassure himself, Harry spotted a wizarding strongman's game at the edge of the yard. Harry was so pathetic, he couldn't ring the bell no matter how many times he tried. So he decided to break a glass jar out of frustration. Ron's eyes lit up.
"That was truly smashing, Harry!"
It was such a terrible pun that the narrator decided to skip the denoming altogether. Maybe next time you'll think twice, Ronald Weasley. The next few days were adventurous for Harry. He witnessed Draco and his father drop off a seemingly dark wizard artifact. But after closer examination, it was a book containing the spell Lumos, a spell that Harry had learned last year. But even after relearning Lumos, things got darker for Harry. He had to find all of Ginny's lost school oh god, we're gonna skip all of this and just... Next thing he knew, he was sprawled onto the damp ground, the giant branches beating Harry's bottom like an old-fashioned spanking from Aunt Petunia. Finally, the Whomping Willow had let go of Ron, tossing him to the closest entrance.
"Thanks, Harry. Much appreciated,"
Ron said.
"Oh, it was nothing. Anyway, we'd better get a move on. We don't want Professor Snape catching us out so late. Why don't you try that door, Harry?"
Harry did try that door.
"The only thing I'm not looking forward to this term is seeing Snape."
Harry and Ron were so intent on bashing Snape, had they looked in front of them, they would have noticed him standing right there. Shaken by the sour look of Snape's handsome face, Harry and Ron decided it was best to return to the Gryffindor common room. Hogwarts was exactly as Harry remembered it. The spacious halls, the dimly lit cavernous lobby, each door taking approximately 11 seconds to open. He could already feel the wind in his face as he soared across of Hogwarts school grounds on his Nimbus 2000. Harry was finally home. Harry awoke to find Hermione waiting for him in the common room.
"It's Defense Against the Dark Arts, Harry, with Gilderoy Lockhart. I can't wait."
Me neither.
Harry would rather eat 100 bogey-flavored Bertie Bott's every flavored beans than attend a class with Gilderoy Lockhart. He figured he'd try to find some nearby to drown his sorrows. A nearby student noticed Harry's actions when he said,
"Heard about nearly headless Nick Potter? Terrible thing to happen to a house ghost."
"Oh, that's right, I skipped over that. The night before, Harry was roaming about trying to find a spell to get Neville Longbottom out from behind a tapestry when he heard a peculiar voice.
Let me rip you. Let me tear you."
What was that?
Harry wondered. Slightly afraid, he was up the stairs hoping to outrun the voice when he came across nearly headless Nick, who is petrified or dead or something. There, now you're caught up. That's what the student was referring to. Harry entered into classroom 3C for his Defense Against the Dark Arts class. In stood Professor Lockhart and more reluctantly Professor Snape.
"Now, Harry Potter, if you'd like to come forward, the Expelliarmus spell challenge is through here."
Harry entered the portrait with much anxiety, as he wondered how on earth he would ever find the Expelliarmus spellbook. Riddled with doubt, Harry turned around to go out the way he came in, where he was pinned against none other than Draco Malfoy in a wizarding duel. Harry and Draco each fired a spell at the same time, both reflecting the other with Expelliarmus. With a few more blows, Draco hit Harry. In a fit of rage, Harry realized how pointless Expelliarmus was against students. So he harassed Draco over and over again with the same spell until Harry stood victorious.
Serpent Sortia!
Draco shouted, suddenly returning to his feet only to fall over once more. Harry had spoken to a snake, but no one seemed to care. Inside the castle, the mood had grown more hopeful. Valentine's Day was in full effect, and the love bug had bitten nearly everyone.
That Cho Chang's a bit of alright, isn't she, Harry? That Cho Chang's a bit of alright, isn't she, Harry? Gnomes have knobbly heads and look like potatoes on legs.
Even Percy Weasley seemed to have developed a crush of his own.
Spotted that Goyle chappie lurking around last night. Unfortunate looking boy, isn't he?
That evening, when the festivities had died down, Ron gave Harry a tiny diary. Harry had always wanted a diary, a catalyst in which he could write all his fears, hopes, and dreams. In a moment of genius, the narrator suddenly broke free of his framing device for a brief sketch relating to Tom Riddle's diary. Harry opened the Chamber of Secrets to find none other than Tom Riddle, who said,
Let's match the powers of Lord Voldemort, heir of Salazar Slytherin, against the famous Harry Potter. Kill him!
Suddenly, Fox the Phoenix came up into the chamber, God only knows how, to blind the basilisk and to give Harry Godric Gryffindor's sword. Harry realized the power of the sword was much like a wizarding spell that shot out a beam of light. And once this beam of light connected to the basilisk's lens flare that resided in its mouth, the basilisk took damage. Harry continued this until the big old snake fell to his death. Seconds after it had fallen, a fang released from the basilisk's mouth, flying high into the air and piercing Tom Riddle's diary. Tom screamed as for he had been beaten like a fierce spanking from Aunt Petunia. Harry Potter was once again the boy who lived. If you want to continue Harry Potter month, make sure to subscribe and you'll be notified when Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban is uploaded. Stay tuned all month for the most wondrous Harry Potter-thon you have ever experienced. And Caddy, don't kill me for doing a bad British voice.